fucked up. Like, expose her. Like, if it were me, I would have exposed her number. I would have exposed, what else would I would have exposed? I said I would have exposed her number. I would have exposed basically her trying to get me to release negative information about Chrissy and Mila, because it's clear that she's not really genuinely your friend or trying to really be cool with you. It's clear that she's trying to use you. That's why I said expose her. I didn't say expose Damo to me. I don't have a care for Damo to that deep, or I don't know Damo to want her number. Like, what am I going to do with her number? I said expose Damo for her fake shit. Expose her. Oh, she told me to expose Damo's number to her. I wasn't pressuring her to do anything. If you look at the text messages with the receipt, it says Alicia wrote, "Look, this is between me and you," and she was texting me all of Damo's all of the text messages between her and Damo. She volunteered that to me. She would call me from work and tell me this is, and I wouldn't pick up. And then the next morning, I would be like, "Well, what's up?" Because I'm asleep or whatever the case may be, when I'm coming from work or whatever. So I wake up the next morning like, "What's up?" Like, oh, Damo texted me. She volunteered that information to me. So
so that kind of leads me to my next question anyway. So I wanted to ask you this, because this was an accusation she was putting on you, and I wanted you to clear this up as well. One of the other questions I was going to ask you, so in her claims about you, I wanted to ask, because she was trying to say that you wanted this info so you could release it because you wanted to expose her, basically. Is what she was trying to say. So prior to you guys falling out, before you actually put up like the messages and stuff, where you decided to, because I think you spoke with Martin about the text, but I don't believe before that they said that you put this stuff up and you deleted it. And I remember hearing about this, and I was like, who are they talking about? She was like, I'm not going to say her name here, but she kept saying such and such put up these text messages trying to expose my friendship with Damo, and then she took it back down. So prior to the fallout with you guys, did you ever try to, for, like she said, for clout or for views, try to expose any messages or phone calls or whatever she had with Damo?
Never.
For your own personal gain?
All right, so let me get you to clear this up. So when you had this falling out on Twitter, you made some comments that they have screenshot and been trying to get anybody who will look at it to post, looking at it.
Yeah.
So you said some stuff about being homophobic, and it appeared that you had an issue with the LGBTQ community. So I'm gonna ask you straight out: do you have any issues with gay people, lesbians, LGBTQ community at all?
Not at all. You know why? Because I've dated them. That's why.
So you yourself are once a part of the LGBT community.
Pretty much. Me, myself, I've dealt with a lot of girls. And Alicia knows that too. So, absolutely.
She knows that?
She knows that. I mean, at the end of the day, how could I be a homophobe and I befriended you and you're in a full-blown lesbian relationship? She used to tell me about her going to the sperm bank, but she wants to be a surrogate for her girlfriend and basically have a baby. They've been going to sperm banks and looking at sperm donors, and I'm excited about the process and I'm supporting her, and that's in the text messages too. How could I be a homophobe if I was your friend?
Right.
How could I?
That is a little strange.
When I know that you're in a full-blown lesbian relationship and we were cool. What she did was she took a tweet of mine. I said that all lesbians are hot melted garbage.
Right.
The reason why I had put that tweet out was because what happened? It was with I don't know what happened. I think it was with it was something about Damo and Chrissy or whatever the case may be. Something came out or whatever.
Okay.
And basically, you know how girls say niggas ain't shit?
Yeah.
That's equivalent to what I was saying when I said, oh, all lesbians are hot melted garbage. Equivalent to me saying niggas ain't shit, because I've dealt with like a lot of lesbians that I didn't have good experiences with. So that's where I was coming from with that. But she
and so have I.
Exactly. So because I said, so basically, if I say all lesbians are hot melted garbage, and girls say niggas ain't shit, that means that the girls that say niggas ain't shit, they're like men folks, like they don't like men. They hate men because they just have a negative opinion because they dealt with a bunch of men that probably hurt them. And so
and one of the main things she pointed out, and I think I even sent you screenshots of, I still don't know who that person was that texted me on Instagram, and they sent me like the comment of someone asking you, so are you a homophobe?
I said,
and you said, yes, I am.
I sure did. I was being an asshole.
And what was just explain what your reason for that was.
Because, I don't know, LGBTQ, like, they're really, I understand that LGBTQ sometimes they can be very sensitive because there are real homophobes out there that they have to, like, check or whatever, but you can't just go around asking people that you don't know, are they homophobes, and they're not, and not expect a dumb response back. Like, you ask a stupid ass question like that, you don't know me, you don't know what I've been through, where I come from, you don't even know that I've dated girls before, you don't even know that my best friend's bisexual, you don't know that I've befriended this same person that's calling me a homophobe. You don't know none of that, but you're asking me that offensive ass question, are you a homophobe? So you pissing me off, I'm gonna piss you right back off. And I'm
so basically that was more of a response because you were aggravated that they listened to what she said and just immediately came and was like, so are you a homophobe? So was that more or less the reason why?
Yeah. Like, I'm going to give you the response. I'm going to make you mad just how you just made me mad. I'm going to be an asshole. I'm going to say, yeah, because that's not what you want to hear, but I'm going to tell you what you don't want to hear to make you mad, because you just made me mad with that dumbass question. That's what that was coming from. So, yeah, I said that. Like, yeah, I am, but I'm not. I just wanted to be an asshole.
Okay.
And it worked.
It clearly did. It clearly did. Okay. And I mean, from talking to you in the last day or so, I don't see... But here's what makes it weirder is that she knew that you had previous relationships with females. So for her to be so adamant about saying, oh, I didn't tell people not to associate with her, I just felt like she was attacking the LGBT community, and I just wanted to make people aware so they could be informed. That was what she said in the Uncensored Locs interview.
That's where all of that started. This is not because, this whole situation did not start because Damo, she decided to give her personal information to Alicia and not me. I don't care about that. I have a real life. I'm not a weirdo. And the situation happened when she went on after I cut her off for being messy and for me feeling like she was a toxic associate. You know how, like, you cut people off all the time, like, you just feel like, this is not a good friend for me. I cut them off because they're a bad associate. They're not elevating you, or you feel like they're a bad influence or whatever the case may be, because they just, whatever it is about them, you feel like it's best for you to, remove yourself. I cut this girl off and everything was cool. Then she goes on, she's blocked. Then she goes on my page and screenshots and goes and proceeds to slander me and say, oh, this girl has problems with lesbians and Damo, and I just want to make everybody aware for LGBTQ. I'm not telling y'all who to associate with. If you're telling people I'm not telling y'all who to associate with, basically, for lack of a better word, you're telling people not to associate with me. In other words, I'm not telling y'all who to associate with, but...
Yeah.
What, you really think I'm so like, I didn't know what you meant by that? Basically, and then the whole comment thread was about me being a homophobe. That's when that comment of homophobia came at me. And that's when I answered back the asshole way that I did, because I was upset that they actually believed that. That made me mad. So that's where this issue started. That's when I saw who she really was. I said, oh, so you're mad and you're bitter because I don't want to be cool with you no more. You go and you out of your way to go on my page to violate me, post some slanderous mess about me, saying that I'm a homophobe, when you know that's far from who I am as a human being. That's not my heart. You know my history. You know who I've dated and who I've talked to. You know that. I told you about bitches before. Like, I told you know this, and you're gonna go and still try to take my tweet, take it out of context, just to be malicious and just to be bitter and mad, all because I don't want to be a friend anymore. That was the whole reason why she did that. She took that tweet and took it out of context and put it out the way she did because she was mad because I cut her off and told her I did not want to associate with her anymore. That's why she's really mad. And so when she
and what was the reason, like the defining reason why you decided, like, I don't, you know what, I'm at the end of this friendship? Like, what was the original fallout about anyway?
Well, because as a grown woman, like, she sent me a text. I remember the last few texts. These are all receipts that are in the text messages that I put out that she reported and got taken down. And so and I'm gonna make sure I put them up. Just to let you know, those receipts or those text message receipts or whatever the case may be, the stuff with Damo never came out when we were cool. We fell out. That after, that's when that stuff started to come out because she started to slander me, and then that's when the trickle of events happened. But what made me say I don't want to associate with her anymore was I remember in those text messages at the end, she was telling me about her son, how she took him to her mother's house, his grandmother's house, so they can hang out for the weekend or whatever the case may be. So I was asking about that. At this point, I had realized that every single conversation we had was always about Damo, Chrissy, Damo, Chrissy, Damo, Chrissy. I'm at work. She's calling me about Damo and Chrissy. I'm at work. I'm helping people. I'm saving a life. And you're calling me about bullshit. You're calling me about drama and gossip. A friendship is not supposed to be based on gossip. Of course, friends kiki and stuff like that, but you got to have some real life connection as well. So she always, for example, would talk about these people, and I started to realize, man, this girl is really consumed with this life that these people's lives, these other people's lives. Like, this is weird. Like, my whole life doesn't consist of Damo and Chrissy. I have a real life. And what broke the straw for me was that we were talking about her son that went to go spend time with his grandmother. And then I'm talking about personal stuff with her. And she seemed so disinterested in, like, normal convo. But what made her, like, come alive again and what interested her, while we're talking about her son and talking about different things like sperm donors and, you know, people for the baby and stuff like that, disinterested. Then she sent me a video of Jayla. You know, some drama, some gossip.
And I think I saw that in the messages. That's where that was the picture, the thumbnail of Jayla.
Exactly. If you scroll down, you'll see we were talking about her son, and I was really interested in her real life. And she was kind of like, she went right back to the bullshit. And I was like, wow, you went right back to gossiping. So that's when I realized this person is a gossiper. She's messy. You know, she's too consumed in this YouTube stuff, and her whole life is about Damo and Chrissy. This is unhealthy. This is not a healthy minded person. You know, she's in therapy. She has bipolarism. She shared that with me. She told me sometimes that she feels empty, and I think she's using YouTube to fill her void. Once I saw that she was always about drama, that's when I cut her off, and I said, I don't want that in my life. That's why we fell out. I made the decision as an adult to cut off an unhealthy, toxic association.
You know what? It's weird because it's weird you said that. Not to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, it's weird that you said that because I was just thinking about the part of the interview, which I'm probably gonna cut and put in here. The interview that she did where they were going through the messages between you guys.
Yeah. But
I had to keep pausing because they would fade at a certain point, like fade out and go to another message. And I remember like your last two like conversations where she said something about, well, I'm sorry, I'm not perfect like you are. And she was talking about like, well, I can't have a friend who's so perfect and blah, blah, blah. But it cut off where you couldn't really see the whole thing. Like she was the girl from Uncensored Locs had them moving so fast and they were fading into each other. It was like one message would fade out in the middle and then the next message would come up.
Did you see?
It was hard to see what was before and what was after.
Did you see where she said that I only looked at my ex's profile one time? Was that cut off? Did you see that part?
No, it showed that. She made sure that got shown. And she was like, I only looked at my ex's thing one time and then it fades.
Which is a lot.
It fades into another message. Because she was saying that you were altering the messages between you guys to make her look a certain way and between her and Damo to make her look bad to Damo. But now it's looking like her and the Uncensored Locs girl got together and altered the messages. Like, we're just going to breeze this by and let it fade. Right. Like, you didn't even know what was at the beginning of that message, just as long as you see this. So,
that was another
that's interesting.
Because I felt like the reason why she was saying you're so perfect was because I was telling her the truth. Like, if I'm gonna be a friend to you, I'm gonna be honest to you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not only are you a gossiper, not only is your whole life consumed with drama and mess, you are emotionally cheating on your girlfriend. Like, I was at work and we were on the phone. I was on break and we were on the phone, and she was talking to me about her ex. How her ex dogged her out and etc. She sent me a picture of her ex via text message, and she just out of the blue. Nobody was talking about the ex or anything. She just randomly said I was lurking on my ex's profile, and I'm like, you was lurking on your ex, and I played it off like, okay, you was looking on your ex's profile. What did you see? What happened or whatever? She was like, oh, I was just looking at her profile or whatever, see how she's doing. And in my mind, I'm like, but you got a girl that's at work right now slaving for you and your 3 kids. So what are you doing lurking on your ex's profile? And you're supposed to be trying to get married and stuff. You want to make sure your divorce is finalized because she's still legally married. She wants to make sure that she's divorced and stuff.
Before by
April, so she can marry Odessa. So how you trying to divorce, get married, looking at sperm donors, but you're still lurking on your ex? Make it make sense. That's a whole lot.
Yeah,
that's a whole lot.
That is a lot.
You can't.
That's a lot.
You're messy. You have a husband, and you still go back and forth with his girlfriend, and then she still goes back and forth with the girlfriend or whatever. Her husband has the girl, a mistress or whatever, and they be going at it or whatever the case may be. And Odessa be getting involved too. I mean, if baby daddy and baby mama or a husband and wife, they're beefing, that's between them. So I don't know what the hell her role is or what she thinks he is doing, but yeah, they would get into it or whatever. On top of that, she's talking about getting married, but she's still legally married to the man. And then on top of that, you lurking on your ex and sending me pictures of your ex that actually looks more attractive than Odessa. I could see why she was lurking. Because the ex looks better than Odessa. The ex,
wow.
She's more in shape. She's cute. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I understand, and everybody has had those moments where you're kind of curious. You want to peek and stuff like that. But the point is,
if you happy though, like okay, if you single or if you were like in a not so serious relationship, you do that. Okay, cool, you're dating around. But if you're in a serious relationship and you're in love and happy supposedly, and you thinking about
that's not something you do.
That's not something you should be trying to do. Like,
and you also don't make videos criticizing females like Chrissy for supposedly scrolling and texting other people in her phone while she was in a relationship with Damo. You don't sit there and make whole videos talking about how she's not shit if you are also doing some of the same shit.
If you do the same shit. Girl, she's criticizing Chrissy about cheating when she's out here emotionally cheating on Odessa, talking to me about her ex, sending me pictures of her ex, who, like I said, is more attractive than Odessa. So I can see why she's lurking. And then she's judging Chrissy's motherhood, but she got abuse and neglect cases, and she got, open cases with the Department of the Children and Families in New York, like their department.
Yeah, I think she said it was ACS or ASC, something like that. Yeah.
Down here in Florida is DCF. Over in New York is Office of Children and Families, but she's confided in me and told me about how she's had investigations happen at her house. They come to her house to check for food instability. Her son went to the school and, said certain things and made certain claims that caused the caseworker to report. You know what I mean? So I've reported before with children in my state, kids that I've dealt with. And that's what they do. They take the report, they plan a day to go investigate, a caseworker, they go out and they go investigate. She said that she's had that happen to her before. Her kids are in the system. So while everybody is like, listening to her be this advocate for baby, when she's not even advocating for her own children.